Scorpio Nation, welcome to your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. I hope all is genuinely well. This may be a reading that may resonate with you. I did Libra already. Actually, you can find it on my channel. Hey, Nasinga. This is a reading that may resonate with you if you happen to have Scorpio in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus dominant in your natal chart, or if you happen to be cross-watching for a Scorpion. Keep in the back of your mind, Scorpio, that these messages are general, which automatically means that not everything that is mentioned in this reading may be a fact to your particular story. Take in what genuinely resonates, disregard the rest. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. Now, if you would like a reading based on your own personal energy, you can, of course, book a reading on my website, which is angelicascensionstarot.com. I'd like for you to keep in mind that some of you, I'm not speaking to you at all. This is not your reading. So always have the discernment and the discretion to figure that out pretty soon, pretty quickly, pretty early on. And we're always going to talk about sensitive topics. If you're new here and you didn't know that, here's your opportunity to kind of get ready for what that entails. See if you're in the headspace to really hear about sensitive, delicate topics. If not, maybe it's not a bad idea to visit this at a time where you feel like you're grounded enough to hear the message. Otherwise, let's begin. Let's see what's in store for the Scorpio Nation. I started shuffling. Spirit told me to stop at the Chariot. Some of you Scorpios are dealing with another water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. You also have an Aries that has entered your reading. Let's see what this is about, Scorpio. Scorpio, it looks like some of you have a child. You might have a Leo child. There might be a Leo somehow involved. Or some of you could be giving birth. Where are we right now? Some of you are pregnant. Maybe you might be giving birth in Leo season. Let's see what's really going on with you around this period of time, Scorpio. Now I want to call you Leo all of a sudden. Some of you are very spiritual, Scorpio. Or you're dealing with someone who is. And I think you might feel that you're being trampled on by somebody. Right around this period of time, this could be at work. It could be at home. It could be in a multitude. It could be spiritually where you feel like somebody is just pummeling you and they won't stop. And maybe this is the reason that you're irritated. Maybe you're really upset at someone around this period of time, or this is this emperor. You might feel like somebody just has this impossible temper. Scorpio, seems like you have been going through it. You've been enduring a lot of ups and downs, and maybe in your home life, maybe this is you feeling like you're having to walk on eggshells. Let's see what's really going on. We got a Sagittarius. You have a smoker. Some of you are dealing with a musician. So someone could sing, dance. Maybe they're a performer. Someone is like a musical genius, I want to call them. Could be receiving some money. There could be some help. Somebody could be extending a favor to you this week, Scorpio. Or you could be doing this to someone. Oh, it looks like you're not talking to somebody. You're not talking to someone, but you're thinking about them around this period of time. But maybe somebody feels like it's just impossible to kind of get you to be on board with having a conversation with them. Like I said, maybe it's their temper. Maybe somebody's temper makes them like a brick wall. You could be dealing with someone that you view as controlling. But the real issue is that you sense some BS. You feel that there is someone in your situation that is just so easy to see through. And why is that? Because it seems like there's something that you can't seem to get past. You can't seem to move on from something. Possibly a Taurus. You got a Leo that shows up not once, but twice. It's the 5th house. Let's see what that's about. I promise you, if I call you Leo by mistake, it's not a mistake. I don't believe in coincidences. So if I say Leo, it's definitely for a reason. Some of you have Leo, dominant Leo in your chart, or you are dealing with somebody who has this in their chart. But there's hands down, you got a Sagittarius, you got an Aries. There is a strong fire sign in this situation. This week, I think some of you could be traveling. Looks like you might be looking into your well-being or the well-being of someone around you, a child. Maybe you want some freedom. You want some adventures. Or maybe you're wanting to get out of the house. I think you could be very carefree. I think you're someone who makes friends easily. But what the heck is this? You got 4 of Swords. Because this seems like your outward demeanor, Scorpio. You might be very energetic, outgoing, ambitious. But for some reason, not this week. This is odd. This is a weird card. I never really looked at it like this. You see how there's somebody in the mirror? The mirror is a portal. And whatever you see in this mirror and the reflection doesn't really, if there's something going on in the background, which we're going to talk about. We're going to get to the bottom of that. That's really strange. Scorpio. And some of you are dealing with Capricorn. Because Capricorn had some weird stuff going on in the background too. As soon as I find more context, we're going to get into what that is. But like I said, you're not feeling like yourself this week. And it seems like you got some plans that maybe you're trying to put in action and they've been stopped. They've been stalled for whatever reason. It's due to some sort of, I want to call it a crisis, kind of. It feels like if that is the case, it feels like it has something to do with your love life. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. Leo is 5. And then you got another 5, and then you have another. This 5 of Swords. So that's what this is. You're having conflict with someone, possibly a Virgo. And or someone's Leo Virgo cusp or Leo with Virgo in their chart. Yep, you're definitely having an issue with your finances around this time. Oh, you're definitely getting into it with someone, or you might actually get into an argument. Potentially, you don't have to, but that just depends on you. If this is you, you can't control anybody else, but you can control, I don't know, not everybody's situation is identical. So I'm going to just leave it there. Somebody this week, Scorpio, might be triggering you, or you might be the trigger for somebody to get really pissed off. But then at the same time, I see why you'd be upset. Because if you feel disregarded and you feel like someone is trying to control whatever you're doing, and you feel trampled in such a way, I think that would make anybody go off. You back anybody into a corner far enough, you're going to get a reaction. And yeah, I think that maybe somebody in your situation is hoping for this reaction, Scorpio, because it looks like they're looking for it. Oh, I didn't give you any channeled messages, but I just heard it in my head. Don't start none, won't be none. Somebody is starting something with you, Scorpio. But I don't think that this is something new that someone is starting. I think this has been ongoing. I'm trying to figure out what this is. Let's talk about it. Let's go into your health. Interesting. I wasn't trying to say that. I was trying to say let's go into your love life, but Spirit said let's go into your health. Somebody in jail? In jail, was in jail, worried about going to jail. You might hear about someone getting released from jail around this period of time, Scorpio. This could be a contract. Someone could possibly be getting released out of a contract. This could be a contract for home. What is going on with the Scorpio nation? I'm telling you, this is like such a repeated sign. the sun. You have it so many times, 3 times back to back in your situation. You also have an Aquarius. This is Scorpio. You might be dealing with an Aquarius, or you are an Aquarius sun with Scorpio placements. If so, happy birthday. You are an Aquarius and not a Scorpio sun. We got a water sign. We talked about that. So here's the confirmation. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with you. Why? Obviously, you have something going on with your health, or somebody else around you does. But yeah, like I said, let's look into your relationships. Now, here you are, Scorpio. Some of you, this is a Scorpio to Scorpio relationship, and you also have Gemini that shows up heavily. If this is a relationship, let's start here. Let's talk about a love relationship. Let's call it that. And then we'll switch over to other dynamics in your life about what this scenario that's on the table could possibly be. You got Strength card too. Somebody might have multiple Leo placements, or you have multiple run-ins with Leos, or you know a lot of Leos, and maybe there's a lot of them that might be getting in contact with you around this period of time. So I definitely feel that someone feels pushed away, Scorpio or cross-watcher. You having fires around you. Maybe you do live in LA, or you're affected by the fires. You feel rejected. Someone's definitely bored with the way that the relationship is right now. Seems like maybe somebody might be talking to a couple of other people, or they got a couple of other people on their mind, especially if this is you and your partner just kind of going through it. Somebody has something else on their mind, like I was saying, and maybe right now they're not talking to you about what they're really feeling. They're kind of holding it all in. Yes and no, because it seems like this person may react to you or be angry at you, but not really tell you the underlying reason. So maybe for you, this might be feeling like you're playing a guessing game with figuring out what is really the issue with this person. But it definitely feels like somebody is lashing out at you, possibly taking their anger out on you. You might feel this way, Scorpio or crosswatcher, or this is a child that may feel this way. Well, this has something to do with somebody not being committed. So it's what I was saying. Somebody has some other people on their mind, or something else other than you. And maybe you feel left out. You feel like you're not the priority. This could be a child feeling this way as well. There's something, it feels like you're arguing about the past, because as I mentioned, there's something that you can't seem to get over. Something that is being done, and it has something to do with the way that somebody is. And yes, this has everything to do with monogamy. Whomever you're dealing with, Scorpio, they can't be real. You already know what's up, though. It comes as no surprise to you. So if this is why you're pissed off, because it seems like somebody was blinding you to the truth for a minute, and maybe for a minute you fell for it. Now it feels like you see clearly what somebody is up to. And of course, Scorpio, this wouldn't be the first time that someone's done this. So it seems like you're going through repeat situations with someone. And I feel like this is you. You're ready to release somebody. So maybe some of you want out of a marriage. I mentioned a contract. I don't really like to mention marriage as a contract, but maybe for some of you, that's how this is being viewed. Somebody wants to be released out of a relationship, or this is you sharing financial responsibility, or if it's not financial, I guess if you have a child or children, that would entail financial responsibility. But maybe for some of you, the issue is that your child's other parent does not provide financially. So it seems like you're really going through it. But yeah, where was I going with this? Somebody wants out of a situation. Something that this is like an obligation that someone has, like a duty that someone has. They want out of it. They don't want to do this anymore. And so I think that this week someone is strongly thinking about getting out of a situation, a relationship. But trust and believe they're not going to do so without setting up another situation. You know, they got a side. Trust and believe they do. And like I said, maybe this is the week that you find out about it. or you hear about something through the grapevine, Scorpio, because it looks like you're having to make a decision about something. Yes, I will do a Cancer reading soon. Okay, so very interesting. I guess I'll come back to that card that just fell. Okay, there's a rat here. Somebody could be ratting you out. Scorpio, a cross watcher. Somebody could be airing out your business. Or someone could claim that they know dirt on you. Scorpio, or cross watcher. And this might be something that has you pissed. So definitely somebody is possibly going behind your back and saying some very effed up things about you. Not that it matters. Maybe not in this. I don't know. I can't tell you what matters or not. As soon as I part the deck, truth comes out. Facts. What does it say? Facts, more facts, and only the facts. Something might make front page news. But like I said, the truth comes. That's why you're pissed off. Somebody has a big mouth, Scorpio. Or maybe that's how you see it. But the truth definitely comes out. That's what I mean. If you don't find out directly from this person, it feels like you find out through somebody else. And I mentioned some of you, you're spiritual. Maybe you're tarot readers, or perhaps that's what brings you to tarot. No doubt about it, though. You are someone that has a very strong intuition. And like I said, it's not rocket science. You already see what's going on. So a situation begins to tell on itself. And it's like you knew it all along. So maybe that's what this blow up is about. Maybe this is why you're ready to get out of this, because you feel like this is something that is just so unfair to you. And maybe you might see something online. You might see them with their side piece. Somebody is suspecting that somebody is up to something. This is like somebody is like underestimating somebody's intellect. Like they're insulting your intellect like you can't see. You've been doing some investigation. Okay, maybe someone's trying to make a spectacle out of you. Maybe you might need to keep track of your glasses, Scorpio or crosswatcher, or this is definitely something something is definitely being revealed online. The influencer. Some of you, maybe you post a lot online, or this has something to do with someone who maybe they are online, maybe they are an influencer, and you're kind of seeing the story unfold. If this is somebody kind of posting online, it seems like somebody tries to make their situation seem picture perfect, but it definitely feels that the cracks are beginning to show in somebody's situation, and the truth is definitely seen. So, Scorpio, if this is your story, if this is something that already happened, but let me clarify this before I finish that sentence that I just started. Some of you are in a third party situation. So some of you, this is not happening with you directly, but this could be happening with the coupled side of the third party situation, and you could be on the outside of this. So I said all that to say this. Somebody did all these things to you, or something that resembles something like I'm explaining. Somebody feels like they actually effed up the situation. And somebody this week, I mentioned to you, you're on somebody's mind. They're thinking about this whole situation. For some of you, what somebody is thinking about is something that they found out about, that they knew what was going on all along. But for others of you, this is somebody that feels that they messed up and they're coming back around to fix this with you, or that's the intention. It feels like the holdup is the past. It feels like that's what this blow up is about. Like I mentioned to you at the top of the reading, somebody has done this multiple times. This is a repeated situation. If we're talking about co-parenting relationships, let's switch over there. It's kind of like what I was mentioning to you before, like a coupled situation, because this would have been someone that you did have a relationship with, obviously. But let's frame it in that context. It's obvious that you have a very difficult co-parenting relationship with someone, and maybe you don't quite trust this person around your child. Am I reading this right, Spirit guys? Because it looks like you're able to see through someone's BS and shenanigans. Somebody has an addiction. This would be like an alcohol addiction, it feels like, or this is somebody's always high. Yes, come on. Let's talk about it, spirit guides. Spirit guides are saying that the situation is being revealed, or the situation will reveal itself, or somebody's big mouth will reveal it to you. Maybe it's themselves. Like I said, somebody's telling on themselves. If this is a co-parenting relationship, it seems like somebody has your kid around somebody that you don't really want them around. And maybe you've told them repeatedly that this is a problem, and it fell on deaf ears. Scorpio, let's talk about it. Someone's weaving a web of lies, and someone's getting caught in some sort of scheme, or whatever this happens to be. You could possibly be taking your child's other parent to court, or you're just getting into it with them because of service. Maybe it's a child that might reveal the truth. We are, once again, fire signs are dominating your reading, as well as earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But first would be the fire signs, then Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. It's interesting. Capricorn. Yes, I mentioned Capricorn before at the top of the reading. Oh my goodness. Okay, your issue with your child's other parent is that they don't step up. They don't do half of what you do, you might feel. Or that they're just an occasional parent. They do the bare minimum. This might be why you might be getting into it with them. This is your kids in school. They might be being bullied at home or school. Or this is an adult being bullied at work, which we're going to get to in a minute to see what the heck is playing out at work. Seems like you had a lot of trauma at work, Scorpio. But yeah, so you got that situation. If this is parent-child, okay? Again, there's an issue that needs to be addressed. You might have a feeling that something is going on with your kid. So this feels like this is your parental instinct that's kind of chiming in about what really is the issue behind the scenes. Let's see what's up. What's going on here? Okay, so there's a kid that's being, maybe there could be a lot of favoritism at home or at school or whatever. Scorpio. Some of you, this issue that I'm looking at is a legal issue. This might be a custody battle that you're going through. And maybe there's a child or children that is kind of caught in the middle of this situation. There could be a child that might be witnessing their parents bicker back and forth, or this is you and your kid just really not getting along. But there is somebody that feels like they're at the, am I trying to say, like, taking on the brunt of a situation, or they are the source of someone's frustration, that sort of thing. There might be a child that may not quite understand what's going on. Now, this is just a kid that you're really having a hard time with. It's going to be somebody that could be embarrassing you in front of other people, unless this is you getting into it with your child in public. Or other people overhearing something like this. Like you're heavily disciplining a child. And this could be you in your co-parenting situation. Maybe the two of you do not agree on how to raise a child. Maybe you just you differ in this way. But yeah, that's what I see. So coming up, this is interesting. Okay, so I'll put it this way. If you're having an argument with someone, this is your partner. For some of you, this is the third party. When things are tumultuous between the two of you, this is the person that they run to, their side. Others of you, you're getting into it with your partner, but likely before the end of the week, you might be finding a way back to one another. This is the pattern. This might be how the two of you, figure quotations, love each other. I don't know. But maybe this week you might decide you're not going to speak, but you might get over this. You might get past it and get on better terms before the week is over. This could be you and family as well. So maybe there's family tension. Maybe you and your family might work something else. This could be you and your brother, you and your uncle, or whatever. But I do feel that someone is going to be very stubborn and they're going to come and clear the air with you, especially if something didn't work out. And especially if this has something to do with something financial. If you're arguing over something financial, it feels like it would be a car, a vehicle, or a mode of transportation. So you got that going on with your relationships. With you in general. I was mentioning Scorpio, that we talked about that before. I've said it a number of times. You feel trampled. You might be going through a storm, a personal storm in your life, or maybe you're not sure about who to trust. It seems like you're having a hard time seeing light at the end of the tunnel, but your spirit guides are saying trust. There is light at the end of the tunnel with a particular situation, whether it is health, with a relationship, I don't know. That remains to be seen. But if we're talking about your personal circumstances, because this looks like something's going on with you financially, or something is going on with someone else financially. The financial situation could have something to do with a legal situation as well. Some of you could be contacting a lawyer for whatever reason. Some of you could possibly be caught up in some sort of I want to say a DV situation, because we got this anger situation here. Seems like somebody can't seem to keep their hands to themselves in an angry way. So just to put it out there, like I said, not everyone's situation is identical. And if you can find a way to keep your composure and not lose your mind and stay grounded in certain situations that are designed to be a trigger, you might want to refrain from losing your mind. You know what I mean? In this situation, let me explain. Let me frame it with some context. You might get angry. And there might be certain things that maybe you want to say to someone. But when it comes to putting hands and being violent and this sort of thing, see how he's got a knife in his hand? Somebody has issues with weapons, or this is possibly someone that could be carrying a concealed weapon. This is what I mean, especially if you're out in public. You don't know if people are crazy or not. This could definitely be like a road rage incident. Careful that situations don't escalate. Be careful you're not allowing others to control you through triggers. Reason being is because I see a troublemaker in your situation. And I said all that to say this. There's consequences for actions in this situation. So this might be something that at first, because you're pissed off, you're angry, you're quick to react, you make a knee-jerk reaction. And then after all is said and done, it's like, oh, wow, did I do that? Why would I do such a thing? Because it looks like after you had a chance to think about it, sorry for the glare. After you've had a chance to sit back and think about the situation, it feels like there is a lot of regret about it. Be careful that this is not something that plays out at work, because I promise you, for some of you, that's where the troublemaker is. And I think that you would have an indication of who's around you. Your instinct kicks in. Let's talk about it. Let me remind you. You're so easy to see through. Trust your instincts in situations, okay? Don't let this be you, okay? Because it says sent home. I don't know if you can see that at the bottom because of the glare, but somebody might get sent home, okay? Because somebody can't control their anger. And maybe this is something that has already happened. And this is what could possibly have someone ending up behind bars. And it seems like there's a domino effect. Someone ends up behind bars. It seems like now it affects their finances. Now it changes their ability to live. Ability to live. You know what I mean? Financially, it might change something with your finances, because it definitely feels like some of you are going through a financial hardship, possibly because of a legal situation. But with it carrying into work, that's what I'm trying to tell you, it'll have a domino effect. And as I've mentioned to you several times, once again, not everyone's situation is identical. It doesn't mean that you have to stand back and not have a backbone. But like I said, when things go overboard, there are legal consequences. And that's when it feels like things are spiraling out of control. So I feel like you're being guided this week by your spirit guides through life storms. You got some sort of storm in your life. You're being protected. And at first glance, Scorpio, it might not feel like you're being protected. If things feel this out of control for you, angels, are you there? Spirit, are you there? They never left. They're letting you know that they've got the situation under control. It's just it may not feel that way. So this week, this is why this card says release. Release your desire to control the outcome of everything that is happening in your life. Certain things that happened this week, or certain things that maybe even happened last week, might feel like you have absolutely no control over your situation. This is not a week where you might feel like you have complete control over certain things that happen, especially if this has something to do with other people's feelings or their reactions or things that they do, their triggers. But spirit guides are saying you have control over yourself. I feel like you're going to come back from this. I think in some area of your life, you feel like you don't have a direction to go in, especially if this has something to do with a move and this is some sort of financial hardship, because I just noticed something. It's like somebody is like stepping on you because of your money. I feel like this is discrimination. Like other people are acting like you're beneath them because maybe they feel like they have more. They have more clout, more status, or whatever. So yeah, I think some of you could be experiencing some discrimination. This is likely why justice is here twice. You want justice in situations that are absolutely unfair to you, but let's shift gears. I was telling you we talk about this once I get more context, which I haven't yet, but I'll put it out there regardless. Some of you, this is somebody playing around with you spiritually, because as I mentioned to you, you see this portal and you see this entity that's in the mirror. Scorpio, I think you already know who this is. Somebody doing a character assassination on you. Scorpio, or you are the one. Like I said, the big mouth in the meeting. Somebody is talking unlimited-ish about you. But like I said, don't let that be like the main thing that's going on in your head, though it might be. This is just background information. Spirit is saying they want you to know who's in your energy, because you already know something is up, especially if we're talking about something spiritually. Let me remind you, I told you, I think that you're very spiritual. I think some of you are readers, or you're just very perceptive, obviously. What is this situation, spirit guides? You have someone possibly trying to sabotage something that you're doing. You've got an enemy, a spiritual one for some of you. So some of you, this is spiritual warfare. And this is why you might feel like you're on the losing end of a spiritual battle by the looks of it. Because it looks like if this is not something that's literal, this might feel like this is what life is doing to you. Like it's just beating you up. And you might feel like there's nothing you can do about it. Or there is someone that is doing this, pummeling you spiritually, sending you constant, frustrating attacks. And it seems like maybe you're wanting to retaliate. I'm not the ethics police, so I'm not here to tell you whether you should do it or you should not. I'm simply telling you what's going on in the reading. I will tell you though, if this is something that you're doing that is absolutely unfair to somebody and you're taking advantage of someone spiritually because you feel like they don't have a backbone or they don't know anything about spirituality, you might be making an assumption because somebody already knows. They definitely have a feeling. You can see it on his face. So that's why I said, Scorpio, I think you know who this is. And maybe this is somebody's spirit guides that are pissed off. Or this is somebody throwing that energy right back. So somebody knows something about this little return to sender thing, and it might have something to do with a Gemini. We talked about Geminis or a Gemini. And I'm not saying necessarily that a Gemini is doing it, but like I said, Gemini is a dominant sign in your reading. So maybe you have Gemini in your chart, or this is being directed towards somebody with Gemini in their chart. Somebody has mental health issues, or somebody could possibly have been 5150. If you don't know what that is, and this is somebody like because of like behavioral health signs, like maybe signs of depression, self-harm, this sort of thing. Somebody could have possibly been committed to like a mental hospital. Okay, well, this is the source of your anger. Yeah, somebody is not, they're not monogamous. And like I said, you see how this lady is kind of creeping in the background? Told you, the truth comes out. And like I said, this might make somebody want to react. Okay, so we're back to this spell casting thing, okay? You've got an enemy, like I mentioned to you. They're trying to disguise who they are. You know how they're doing something in the dark and cut, so it's like somebody's not being obvious, or they don't want to like reveal their identity, but I definitely feel like you already know. And yeah, this energy is definite. Here's the confirmation, is being returned. Or this is somebody popping up again, Scorpio, to repeat this. So this is why Spirit says protect your energy. Or this is the spirit guides. You may not realize that somebody is just highly protected, and that it is their spirit guides that come to their aid. This is you. Spirit guides come to your aid in this situation. We're at the beginning of the week. Maybe it was just hard for you, like I mentioned, for you to see light at the end of the tunnel. But this week, before the end of this next 7 days, it feels like you're able to finally breathe a sigh of relief. You got some good news that is coming in, Scorpio or cross watcher. Some good news may reach you about a particular situation, whether be at work, and these are opportunities that come in. Okay, because let's talk about it. You definitely have opportunities, and as soon as I move that card, yes, that's what brings you to tarot. Or you're curious about maybe reading tarot, you're learning tarot, or you are readers, or you're going to a reader. Reason being is because maybe you don't know, or this is you just kind of doubting what you already know. So this week, more than anything, just as with any other week, trust your intuition, trust your instincts. Or this has something to do with a child. It doesn't have to be that they're a toddler, but maybe this is someone that you're looking after and protecting. And maybe it's them that is maybe naive about something that maybe you see clearly. Your instinct tells you that something is off with a child or with any situation. But yeah, maybe they don't know, but you do. Or perhaps, like I said, somebody knows. Somebody's big mouth is telling you about something. And I don't mean any disrespect by saying big mouth, but you get what I mean. Somebody is running their mouth about something, but this is good. Okay, so on that note, while I'm talking about big mouth, okay, good news is coming in. So this could definitely be word of mouth. Maybe you might hear about something before it kind of happens. Maybe other people know. Maybe you don't. I feel that there is, like, in other words, this news may reach them first before it reaches you, if I wasn't clear. Spirit guys, show me what else is going on with the Scorpio nation. So you're having some health issues, Scorpio. And some of you, it's because it feels like it has something to do with nourishing your body, mind, and spirit. Seems like there's just so much going on in your life right now that your health is kind of your health and taking care of your health. Unless unless you're just, I'm trying to say, unless I am reading this wrong, and maybe you or someone around you is under the weather. But let's talk about it, because at the top of the reading, I was trying to say your relationships. And yes, it could have something to do with the health of your relationship. But I think this is your personal health. And I think it's by the way that it's the things that maybe you're putting in your body, or the things that you're really thinking about. Definitely picking up jaw pain or jaw issues. Maybe there's issues with symmetry in somebody's face. There's definitely going on with someone's physical health. It could be social health, emotional health, definitely spiritual health. For sure, I see that. Seems like you're not eating enough. Something, and it might be because of your pockets. Oh, we didn't talk about your money. Spirit guys, show me what's going on with the Scorpios, with their health. It doesn't have to be that it's your health. It could be the health of somebody around you. Definitely, without a doubt, in picking up blood pressure issues. Maybe you're having a lot of difficulty breathing. There's something that might be going on with the diaphragm, the lungs. Somebody's a smoker. So you work in healthcare? Possibly. You're having some pains in your body. Yeah, see that? Somebody is a smoker. I definitely see that. Spirit guys, what is going on with Scorpio's health? Definitely it's the health of your relationships. It's a blood flow issue. It's definitely an emotional issue, because it seems like some of you could be moving around a lot. Maybe you don't feel like you have an established place to live right now. Oh, yep, here they are. Definitely somebody is sending a lot of negative energy toward your home. Somebody could be hacking into your information, trying to find out what your location is. So you work from home. And maybe this is why there's just a lot of chaos breaking out within your home, especially with maybe you're trying to work. But health, we were talking about. Like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time on health, but it does feel like there's something, your health in some form or capacity, you're not really giving it the time that it needs. You've neglected yourself on some level. So this week, Scorpio, it seems like, and it feels like it has a lot to do with your stress levels. It feels like you're not drinking enough water. But it feels like more than anything it's your financial situation, because you might feel like, oh my God, there's nothing I can do about this. A financial situation, a living situation. And it may have something to do with this Virgo. Definitely a Virgo in your situation. I mentioned Leo does not usually show up without Virgo. Leo and Virgo always show up to a reading together. Guaranteed. Anytime I do a reading. So that's what I mean. Leo, Virgo, cusp. Or you're dealing with maybe a Leo, and you get what I mean. I don't have to over explain. You might need to drink some more water. Seems like something could be going on with your bowels. Definitely something going on with the heart. I hear rhythm, rhythmic. As I shuffle, I'm hearing the rhythm of how I am shuffling. Something is going on with someone's heartbeat. Someone could have an arrhythmia, or what I'm trying to say, heart murmur. hyper what, spirit guides? Like hypertrophy of the heart, where the heart is working too hard and it is enlarged. Something's going on with the heart. Definitely somebody's having anxiety, heart palpitations. So I don't know if you're always this anxious, Scorpio. Definitely spirit is saying look into your health. If there is something that you know is going on, you saw she got these candles in her hand. I think I'm gonna put it out there. Your house is haunted, Scorpio. Possibly because somebody's lighting candles on you. I mean, you see the cards, right? How could I make it up? The reading is telling on itself. See this entity in the background? See this person with the candles? And you also see somebody sending this negative energy to your home, right? Definitely. There's something that you're going to be seeing. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Something that you could be seeing is the truth. Since we talked about that at the top of the reading, let me send you a quick reminder. Maybe some of you didn't come in at the top of the reading, but you see how it says truth comes out, facts, facts, only the facts. You're going to court. That reminds me of the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Somebody's being sworn in court. Someone could possibly be on trial. You're seeing something. The truth comes out about something, but it doesn't necessarily have to be something that's bad or tragic. You could be seeing an opportunity, a job opening, but trust and believe, like I mentioned to you, there's someone that sees an opportunity to get a reaction out of you. Okay. But there's something that you're going to be seeing clearly that maybe you didn't see clearly, or someone around you did not see clearly at the beginning of the week. And maybe for you, it's your own gifts. Maybe you don't see that clearly. Maybe you don't see why you're here. You got some breakthroughs that are coming in. You're going to have some twists and turns throughout the week, Scorpio, and maybe not even just the week. It could be over the course of a few weeks where you might have some twists and turns, but your resilience is what's going to lift you up. But yeah, for a minute, you might be feeling discouraged about your situation because, like I mentioned to you, you might feel that things are bleak. Right now, it feels like one of the lessons is to embrace change, because it seems like there's a lot around this period of time that's changing in your life. Spirit wants you to go with the flow. There are going to be times this week, Scorpio or Crosswatcher, where your integrity is going to be put to the test, or other people's integrity might be put to the test. And that might be a situation that really pisses you off, because you might feel that you see other people getting away with stuff that's unfair. Let me remind you, somebody may end up putting their hands, okay? Like I said, this is somebody that might feel that maybe you're disciplining a child too much, or this is forced play going on with a kid. Somebody's violent. So again, if there is a situation where you feel that you can keep your composure, it might not be a bad idea to do so. But let me repeat it for the umpteenth time. For the people in the back that didn't hear me the first time, not all situations are identical. Come on. I'm trying to tell you, you got to cleanse the energy in your home. Somebody is really doing some dark, evil stuff to you, especially to affect your finances. For some of you, it's also to affect your relationships. Like I said, you're getting clarity. You're getting a breakthrough before the end of this week. Why? Because your angels step in, Scorpio. Where this is you having the clearness of mind to call on your spirit guides to help you with a situation that you feel is beyond your control. And it's not really that everything that's happening is beyond your control. It has a lot to do with your mindset, the way that you're seeing a situation. You're human. When things get rough, it may affect you. You're not a machine. But if you can keep your composure in situations where you feel like you want to lose your mind. It's going to help if you can find a way to get grounded, because it does not feel at all, Scorpio, that you would be. I mean, a human being can only take so much. And if this is your story, it seems like you've been going through a lot. It just looks like that to me. And so I think this is the week that you fight back. Okay? Because you're going through it. Or there's people that's just going out of their way to cause problems for you. And you're like, no. There will be victory in your particular situation, Scorpio, or cross watcher, especially if this is somebody gaslighting you, trying to disguise the truth, or just throw stones and hide their hand and act like, no, I didn't do anything, Scorpio, or Scorpio, that's you doing this. It just feels like somebody just doesn't want to own up to the truth. Regardless of that, the truth always comes out. So I feel that that is the case, especially if you are in the court of law. Somebody has seen something, knows something, and they're going to say it. Or maybe this is you. You are a truth teller. You are someone who is an egalitarian. You want equalness for people. Maybe you might be a humanitarian, this sort of thing. Maybe you work in the legal field. But definitely, if this is you going to court for whatever reason, and somebody thinks that they're getting away with something, let's go back to this card that said you're so easy to see through. We're talking about the judge. The judge is no fool. The judge is very perceptive. The whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God, truth comes out. Definitely in the court of law. Let's say if this is spiritually and somebody has been assassinating your character, attempting to do this, lying on you in some sort of way, the truth is going to be revealed. Scorpio. Somebody's having to pay the consequences for it. As I mentioned, there's consequences for actions. You just go to the grocery store, Scorpio. Yeah, somebody's going to be giving their input. Scorpio, can you see this? Somebody's going out of their way to give their input on a particular situation. Not talk about hacking. You might want to change your passwords. It feels like somebody is absolutely nosy and trying to get your information, Scorpio. Like I said, disguising. Oh, and didn't I see a card that said mask? Somebody, I told you that already. Somebody's doing that, trying to hide their identity. But regardless of that, you win, Scorpio. It seems like it's you that gets the last laugh in a particular situation. Well, maybe at first it felt like it was the enemy that was getting the last laugh. Like they have this smile of satisfaction on their face, but it's you. Or vice versa. Because like I said, the reading could be reversed and it could be the Scorpio that could be doing this. Spirit guys, what is the advice for the Scorpio Nation? We talked about it. Here's a confirmation of what I was mentioning to you about staying grounded. Staying grounded in the truth. And when I'm talking about the truth, here it is, about this masking situation. Okay. Somebody's doing so under a mask. Somebody's following you also under a mask or under an alias, trying to contact you online. What was I trying to say? Yes, being grounded, staying grounded in the truth. Okay. The reason that you're staying grounded in the truth is because when you're going through a storm in your life, sometimes your circumstances in your mind as a combination might kind of lie to you and tell you that there is no way out. The truth is that there is a way out, and that again, there is light at the end of the tunnel, but your mind will tell you the opposite. But the truth and reality of it is that storms pass. So stay grounded in reality. Know that clarity is coming. Spirit is going to send someone who is wise and can help you help navigate through life's journey this week. And not to say that you have to lean on others always in order to go through a storm, but this feels like this is a heavy one and it's been a long lasting one. So Spirit is going to send a helper to you. Could be your angels, like I mentioned, or this is an earth angel that may show up to you to help you to really see how to handle what you're going through. You guys, the advice, they're saying that you got abundance, you got opportunities that are coming in. And you want to be able to take all of this in with an open mind because you got some decisions to make, Scorpio. You might even be traveling. I think I mentioned that briefly. Do you sing? Because I mentioned to you, I feel that you have a gift. Is it a Gemini heavily? So this might be a vocal ability, a speaking ability, the sort of thing. Maybe somebody has a speech impediment or they are nonverbal. But maybe this is you getting back into your hobbies. Maybe you do sing. Maybe you don't. But it definitely feels that you have a story to tell. Because like I said, I was calling somebody a big mouth in the situation, but maybe it's not. Maybe, like I said, you have the gift of speech. You have, like I said, you sing or whatever. You might be getting back into a particular hobby. Just know this week, answers are going to come in this week to reveal themselves. Lastly, the advice for this week, Scorpio. Your spirit guides are wanting you to know that every ending is actually a new beginning. As I said at the beginning of the reading, that I think you're going through some sort of a crisis. At the Tower. So something is ending. Some sort of change is happening for the better. Maybe for temporarily in your life, it may feel like, what the hell is going on? Hell and chaos is breaking out in my life. It might feel this way, but we talked about that. Trust that every ending is another beginning. Or maybe this is how you're seeing change. Like, oh my God, I cannot handle this. Sometimes that new beginning comes in a disguise. So maybe it's darkest before dawn in your situation. But like I said, the sun will come out again. Not all storms last. Scorpio. Oh, why do I feel the need to keep pulling Scorpio? Advice for Scorpio Nation. Scorpios. No, I already see it. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Spirit is definitely taking you out of your comfort zone. And that's what I mean. Like, change might be disguised as a new beginning. Wow. What does it say? Recollection. Light and love illuminate your heart and thoughts. Eternity is always with you. Memory trip to the You gotta be near an ocean. Or you might feel called to go to the ocean, recalling loving times upon this earth, like autumn leaves. Somebody's name is Autumn, possibly. Or there's somebody that maybe you met in the autumn season, loving times upon this earth. You definitely have lost somebody passed away. And maybe it could be that you're thinking about this person around this period of time. There might be reminders that come up of someone's passing. Scorpio. It definitely looks that way. With that, Scorpio Nation, this concludes your 7-day forecast with angelic ascensions. If you feel this was helpful, Scorpios, help me out by giving this reading a thumbs up. This will help the reading circulate to other people that may need to hear this message if it was helpful to you. Leave a comment. You never know how your bravery and honesty may help another in the comments. Thank you, Scorpio. There's a Cancer crosswatch you're watching, obviously. Thank you, Scorpio, for tuning in this week. Have a blessed, beautiful, and productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one.